All right, the three best diets to lower your diabetes. Can you do it just with diet? Well, yes, you can because I'm making this video and we're going to talk about this. Which diet is going to be the one for you? Just continue watching. And number three is actually going to be the top rated diet. So stick around till the end. I'll also have links in the description below where you can check out books that may help you kickstart any of this diet that you're looking to initiate. Now, number one is going to be a very low carbohydrate diet that is also called as, also called as the ketogenic diet. Ketogenic diets, are they popular? Well, yes, they are fairly popular. And they basically consist of very low amounts of carbohydrates and high amounts of fats and fatty protein. Now, carbohydrates, how much carbohydrate? 20 to 50 grams. 20 to 50 grams of carbohydrates only. I'm going to talk about a little bit later about how much 20 gram of carbohydrate actually is. So don't you miss out. Anyway, so what does the ketogenic diet consist of? You have to eat butter, you can eat lard. Normally, you won't be eating any of that. Coconut oil is recommended in the ketogenic diet. Fatty cuts of meat, that's what you're going to eat. Egg yolks are fine with the ketogenic diet. Full fat, sour cream, full fat, that's the way to go with the ketogenic diet. Mayonnaise is great, avocados, bacon, nuts, nut butters, heavy whipped cream, this is all allowed. Cream cheese, yummy. Yes, this is what you can eat with ketogenic diet. What you are going to be cutting out is sugar, soda, white bread, pastries. This you will need to cut out. All right, just to put this into perspective. One banana has approximately 19 grams. So you're supposed to have 20 to 50 and most people stick to 20. Some people who are really fundamentalists with the ketogenic diet cut it down to 10 grams. So you cannot even have a banana with the ketogenic diet with some people. One slice of bread is around 12 grams. So 2 slices of bread is all you can potentially have if you're going to meet only that 20 gram criteria. A regular size apple is about 20 grams itself. So one apple and that's it, no other carbohydrates. A cup of grapes is 25 grams. So basically eating any bread or rice is totally out of the question, and this will definitely push you over the carbohydrate limit because you will be getting carbohydrates unexpectedly from other sources which you don't even know about. So I'm going to talk about the study where low carbohydrate diets actually definitely improve glycemic glucose control, and they also reduce the amount of insulin in patients with type 2 diabetes. So this is great news. People can do it. Additionally, lower insulin secretion caused by the low carbohydrate diets actually led to increased lipolysis, basically meaning that it broke down fat, of course. Increased fatty acid oxidation, basically meaning that the fats are being used for your energy. And what else did it do? It also reduced lipogenesis, meaning it cut down on any fat buildup. This is great, excellent. And additionally, overweight and obese people with pre-existing diabetes type 2, they had significant substantial decrease in their hemoglobin A1C, which is a long-term predictor of your sugar levels. And this also led to a decrease in your fasting insulin level with the ketogenic diet. All these are positive things. Now, these low carbohydrate diets, ketogenic diets have potential benefits in the treatment of obesity, being overweight, diabetes. Of course, in this situation, this could be helpful, but right now there are not too many studies showing that what are the long-term consequences of burning only fat as your source of energy. A lot of people have benefits if they're able to keep up and do this diet properly. It is great. A lot of people find it fairly difficult to follow this type of diet. But let's move on to the next diet. Number 2 is going to be the vegan or the vegetarian diets, and these are normally low fat and high carbohydrate diet. Now let's just talk about the types of carbohydrates we're going to be having, especially with the vegan type diets. Now, this has been of course shown with the vegan diets that your risk of diabetes development is inversely associated, meaning the more vegetarian you are, the less diabetes you will most likely have. What are you supposed to eat with these type of diets? With the vegan diet, you have to eat whole grains, fruits, vegetables, legumes, lentils, nuts, and you're going to be cutting down on saturated fat and trans fat. This is one of the holy dogmas of the vegan diet, that you're cutting down on the saturated fats, you're cutting down on a lot of fats. This is what the vegans are normally famous for. Now, it definitely has benefits. It has been shown that people who are on the vegan diet may actually have less than half of the rate of diabetes as compared to the general population. And there was a population study done which showed that in 22,000 men and more than 38,000 females, they found out in this Adventist health study that the diabetes rate was only 2.9% in the vegan group, and it was actually 7.6% in non-vegans, non-vegetarian people. That is an approximately 2 to 3 times increase in diabetes in non-vegans, non-vegetarians. What was the BMI with these groups? The BMI in the vegan group was around 23.6, and the BMI in the non-vegetarian groups was 28.8. So the average BMI in the non-vegetarian group was they were mostly all overweight, because we know a BMI of greater than 25 is considered overweight, and a BMI of over 30 is considered to be obese. Now, this 5-unit BMI difference between vegetarians and non-vegetarians definitely indicates a substantial potential of vegetarianism to protect against obesity, and this study definitely shows that. Also, it also depends on the quality of the carbohydrates that you are eating, and if you're eating carbohydrates in the form of junk food such as fries, cakes all the time, then that does not meet the criteria of whole grain fruits and vegetables as stressed by vegans. Now, I think some of the vegans will like this video. Now, moving on to the third and my preferred is the Mediterranean diet, and it is a more balanced diet, and most studies showed favorable effects of the Mediterranean diet on glycemic control as well as heart disease. So what are you doing in the Mediterranean diet? You are eating more fruits, veggies, whole grains, beans, nuts, legumes, lentils. You're cutting down a little bit on your proteins, but you're getting your proteins from fish and poultry. You're eating less of the red meats, you're eating less sweets, and often people cut sweets altogether. You don't want to be eating sweets with the Mediterranean diet. Now, what they also use is they use lots of extra virgin olive oil regularly, and people sometimes even just drink it in tablespoons. Now, it is considered to be a much more balanced diet and easier to follow. Now, do we have studies on the Mediterranean diet? Well, yes, we do. So there was a meta-analysis included 9 studies with more than 1,000 patients, and it compared control diets with Mediterranean diet, and it showed that the Mediterranean diet group had further reductions in the hemoglobin A1C, which we already talked about, as well as fasting plasma glucose levels, basically the glucose test that we do when you wake up in the morning. The fasting insulin was also lower, that is always good. The body mass index was lower, that is always good. The body weight is lower, that is always good. And likewise, concentrations of total cholesterol and triglycerides were also lower. And what we normally call the good cholesterol, which is not the best term to describe it, but the high density lipoprotein was also increased. We want that to be increased. And also in this group, people had slightly lower systolic blood pressure. That means that the blood pressure, that the higher level of the blood pressure, as well as a lower diastolic blood pressure, minutely, but still some effect over there. So just to conclude, and this is going to be my conclusions, everyone is different. Different styles may suit different people. You also need to be able to stick to it, because some of these diets can be fairly restrictive. They may be helpful, but you really need to put your mind to it. I'm going to have some links of books in the description where you can check out if you want to follow through with any of this. And I feel anybody who needs it has tried everything. Nothing has worked, but try a couple of these things and they will certainly help. Of course, check with your doctor before you jump to anything new. And this is not intended as a replacement of your diabetes medication. And of course, you should not be listening to a random guy on the internet. Anyways, if you feel you had benefit from this video and you're still here till the end, then do please consider liking. Let me know in the comments below, and do share this with your family and friends. If you've tried any of these diets or have a topic I should talk about, then let me know in the comments below as well. And you may also see this on the screen as well as in the description below, where you can check out my video on the best supplements that can help you control your diabetes. Talk to you guys soon.